Welcome to Read in Minutes. Here's a short summary of the book Capital in the 21st Century by Thomas Piketty. If you enjoy it, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now let's get started. Capital in the 21st Century by Thomas Piketty is a comprehensive examination of the dynamics of wealth and income inequality in capitalist economies. Published in 2013, the book gained widespread attention for its meticulous analysis of historical data and its implications for contemporary economic policies. Piketty's work challenges conventional economic theories and argues that inequality is not just a temporary glitch but a fundamental feature of capitalist societies. In this summary, we will break down Piketty's key arguments and concepts in simple language, aiming to make his complex ideas accessible to a wider audience. Part 1, Introduction. Piketty introduces the central question of his book: why is there so much inequality in the distribution of wealth and income in the world today? He argues that inequality has been a persistent feature of human societies throughout history, but it reached its lowest point during the mid-20th century due to specific historical circumstances such as wars and government interventions. However, since the 1980s, inequality has been on the rise again, and Piketty seeks to understand the underlying causes and consequences of this trend. Part 2, Income and Capital. Piketty distinguishes between two main sources of income: labor income, which comes from working, and capital income, which comes from owning assets such as stocks, bonds, and real estate. He argues that in capitalist economies, capital tends to accumulate faster than the overall rate of economic growth, leading to increasing wealth concentration among a small elite. This phenomenon, known as R greater than G, where R is the rate of return on capital and G is the rate of economic growth, explains why wealth inequality tends to widen over time. Part 3, The Dynamics of Wealth Inequality. Piketty presents historical data from various countries to demonstrate the long-term evolution of wealth inequality. He shows that during periods of high economic growth, such as the post-World War II era, inequality tends to decrease as the benefits of growth are more evenly distributed. However, during periods of low growth, such as the present era, inequality tends to increase as returns on capital outpace economic growth, allowing the wealthy to accumulate even more wealth at the expense of everyone else. Part 4, The Structure of Inequality. Piketty examines the structure of inequality in different countries and regions, highlighting the role of inheritance and wealth transfers in perpetuating wealth concentration across generations. He argues that the wealthiest individuals derive a significant portion of their wealth from inheritances, gifts, and other forms of intergenerational transfers, which further exacerbate inequality and limit social mobility. Part 5, Merit and Inheritance. Piketty challenges the notion that wealth inequality is solely a result of differences in talent, effort, or merit. While he acknowledges the importance of individual effort and entrepreneurship in wealth creation, he argues that inheritance and family background play a significant role in determining one's economic success. He calls for policies that aim to reduce the influence of inherited wealth and level the playing field for all individuals, regardless of their family background. Part 6, Rethinking the Progressive Income Tax. Piketty proposes a progressive tax on wealth as a means to address rising inequality and promote social justice. He argues that progressive taxation can help reduce the concentration of wealth at the top and fund investments in education, healthcare, and other public goods that benefit society as a whole. However, he acknowledges that implementing such a tax would require international cooperation and political will, as well as measures to prevent tax evasion and avoidance by the wealthy. Part 7, Conclusion. In the concluding chapter, Piketty summarizes his key findings and recommendations for addressing inequality in the 21st century. He emphasizes the importance of political action and public policy in shaping the distribution of wealth and income, and he calls on policymakers to prioritize the interests of the majority rather than the wealthy elite. While acknowledging the challenges ahead, Piketty remains optimistic that through collective action, societies can build a more equitable and prosperous future for all. Capital in the 21st Century by Thomas Piketty offers a compelling analysis of the roots and consequences of inequality in capitalist societies. By examining historical data and economic trends, Piketty demonstrates how wealth tends to concentrate in the hands of a few over time, leading to social and economic instability. His call for progressive taxation and greater redistribution of wealth challenges conventional economic wisdom and invites readers to rethink the foundations of modern capitalism. While some may disagree with Piketty's policy prescriptions, his work has sparked important debates about the future of capitalism and the role of government in promoting social justice and equality.